All right, class. So I'm going to do a couple of these with you. I'm not going to do them all. Just a few. I think we practiced a lot in class. Look at page 184. Okay, and that's where we're going to be. I'm going to do these really quickly with you. Number 5. If angle 4 is 100, then what is angle 2? Well, if this is 100, then this, okay, it uses the same exact vertex. This is the vertex, and it uses the same lines as 4, which means these are vertical angles. So if this is 100, this is 100. Okay? Number 6, if angle 1 is 50. So if angle 1 is 50, I can't write on this book. But if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and it says angle 1 is 50, find angle 2. Find this. Well, you need to know that a line segment, this whole entire thing here, equals 180. And you have to know that this plus this has to equal 180. So 50 plus x, because we don't know what this is, equals 180. So this is angle 1, and this is angle 2. So how do we know what x is? We get rid of the 50 from this side by subtracting 50. You subtract 50 from this side, okay? And we are left with x equals 130. So this is going to be 130, okay? So angle 2 is going to be 130, all right? So 50 plus 130 gives you the 180. Let's look at number 7 very quick. If angle 2 is 125, okay, so again, this is angle 2, it is 125. What is angle 3? Okay, so if this is 125, what is this? Okay, now this is a line segment, okay? If this is 125, what is the whole entire thing? Well, we know the whole entire thing has to equal 180, okay? So this plus this has to equal 180. So you can say 125 plus x equals 180 minus 125. You've all gotten pretty good at that. Minus 125. 10 minus 5 is 5. 55. Okay? And then you check your work. Let's see. 125 plus 55. Does that equal 180? Yes, it does. So that is correct. So, again, number 7. If angle 2 is 125, then 3 is 55. Okay? All right, let's look at number 8. Now, we had already spoken in class, and I'll reiterate again. This is a right angle. Actually, anytime you see like the little box right here in the corner, that's telling you that it is a perfect right angle, okay? So this is a right angle, and the right angle always has to equal 90 degrees, okay? Now, in number 8, it tells you that this little piece here is 60 degrees. So what is this? Well, if you know the whole thing has to equal 90, you know that 60 plus x has to equal 90. And I know you can do this in your head, but I want you to get used to setting it up, okay? Because this is also going to help you practice isolating the variable. So if you subtract 60 from here, you subtract 60 from here, and now you have x equals 90 minus 60, which is 30. I want you to plug in the 30 here and check your work. 60 plus 30, it's 90. Perfect. So finding the x in number 8 is 30, and here it is. They did this one for you. All right, so let's look at number 9. Now, we had already talked about that in a triangle, okay, this triangle does not look like that one, but in a triangle, all angles have to equal 180 in order to be a triangle. Here it's telling you that this one is 30, this one is 110, and this one is x. So all I know is that this plus this plus this has to equal 180. So go ahead and do an equation. 30 plus 110 plus x equals 180. Okay, now you're going to combine like terms. 30 plus 110 is 140, plus x equals 180. And I know most of you know how to do this in your head, but again, I want you to practice isolating the variable. Okay, subtract 140, and that's going to give you x equals 180 minus 140, which is 40. Plug it back in, and let's test it. 30 plus 110 is 140, plus another 40 is 180. Perfect. That's this one. Number 10, it might look a little tricky, but none of these are tricky. You just have to remember the rules of these angles. Now, I had already explained to you. Oh, whoa, wait. I was having, hold on. All right. Now, I had already explained to you, and we had already practiced a little bit over here, what happens with vertical angles. Now, if this is 45, what is this? What does x plus 10 have to equal? Well, if this is 45, this has to be 45 as well. Okay, so let me get another paper. Let's look at 10. They want to know what x is. Well, I know that because this is 45, this angle right here has to be 45 as well. So x plus 10 has to be 45. Once you know that, you just isolate the 10 by removing 10, subtracting 10 from here. Whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. You subtract 10 from here, which equals x equals 45 minus 10 is 35. And let's see if that's true. If you plug it in, x into 35, 35 plus 10 is 45, and 45 equals 45. That's perfect. All right, number 11. Remember, this is a line segment, a full entire line. What does this whole thing have to equal? Hopefully you're thinking to yourself that this has to equal 180. This plus this has to equal 180. So let's make an equation out of this. X minus 5. Oh, I keep on pressing. Hold on, guys. Sorry. So x minus 5 plus 50 has to equal 180. Now, we can combine like terms. You have a whole number and you have a whole number. So negative 5 plus 50 is a positive 40. Okay? And bring your x down. So x plus 40 equals 180. Isolate the x, subtract 40 from both sides, and you're left with x equals 180 minus 40, which is 140. X equals 140. And let's see. If you plug it back in, you have 140 minus 5, which is 140 minus 5 is 135, plus 50 is 185. So I made a mistake somewhere. Okay, so that's where I want you really to do this, because look, I made a mistake. Where did I make the mistake? I'm not even sure. Oh, here it is. There's the mistake. Negative 5 plus 50 is 45 plus 45. Okay, sorry. This is why I want you to check your work. So you add 45 here, you have to, if you subtract 45 from here, you have to subtract 45 from here. 10 minus 5 is 5, 7 minus 3 is 3. Okay, so now I'm left with 35. 135. X is 135. Sorry, guys. This is why you have to check your work. Now, if you plug it back in, I'll see here 135 minus 5 is 130, and 130 plus 50 is 180. Excellent. You have to check your work. You need to, once you find the x, plug it in and check your work and make sure everything equals 180. Okay? Because even I made a little mistake there. All right. Let's go to page 185. This might look a little more complicated, but it's not. Again, these are represent angles. These represent lines. I want you to read this very carefully. Look at these here. A, Q, C. AQC is this. D, Q, B is this. I want you to look at this. Okay, these are intersecting angles. Okay, so ABQ and CQD, these are intersecting lines, okay? But look at these on your own. I want to go ahead and do 4, 5, 6, and 7 very quickly for you. All right, so hold on a second, my video is running in the background. All right, so let's look at number 4. Number 4, by now you should know if this is 110, this is 110. So they're telling me what is the value for x. So if this is 110, I know this has to equal 110. So x plus 30 equals 110. Isolate the x by subtracting 30, subtracting 30. X equals 110 minus 30. It's 80. Plug it in. 80 plus 30. Does 80 plus 30 equals 110? Yes, it does. All right. Now here, this one's a little tricky because this is not going to be 180. This goes up to right here. Oops, sorry. This goes up to right here. Now, what is this? This is a right angle. So this plus this should equal, what should this equal? 90 degrees. 90. So you know this plus this has to equal 90. Okay, so once you know that equation, then you can solve for x. So 2x plus 7 plus 43 have to equal 90. Now I'm going to combine like terms. I have a whole number and a whole number. 7 plus 43, that's 50. Bring everything else down. So 2x plus 50 equals 90. Subtract 50 from both sides. That leaves you with 40. 2x equals 40. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. That means x equals 20. 40 divided by 20 is 20. You plug it in and you see 20 times 2 is 40. 40 plus 7 is 47. 47 plus 43 is 90. Okay? This one, this whole thing has to equal 180 degrees. Okay? So 150 plus 5x have to equal 180. So same thing, 150 plus 5x equals 180. I'm going to do it very quick. Subtract 150, subtract 150. Now I'm left with 5x equals 180 minus 150 is 30. Divide by 5, divide by 5. X equals 6. And I'm going to put it in here and make sure it's right. If x is 6, 6 times 5 is 30. So this angle is 30, this is 150, and together they make 180. Perfect. Let's do number 7 very quick. I know that all 3 angles have to equal 180. All 3 of them have to equal 180. They give me this one, which is 62, plus they give me this one, which is 2x plus 9. But they don't give me this one. If I don't know it, it's x. It's another x. So that's going to be plus x. Okay? I don't want to write on my book. So you have 62 plus 2x plus 9 plus x. And all of that has to equal 180. And I know that because 3 angles have to equal 180 in order to make a triangle. Now I combine like terms. I have a whole number here and a whole number here. 62 plus 9, it is 71. Okay? And then I have a number with a variable x and another x. 2x and another x is 3x equals 180. Now I subtract 71 from this side. I subtract 71 from this side. 10 minus 1 is 9. 7 minus 7 is 0. 1 minus nothing is 1. Okay, and I'm left with 3x equals 109. And guys, you could use a calculator for this, by the way. I just don't have one right now. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. X equals 3 into 109. 3 does not go into 1. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. Bring 1 down. 9. 3 times 6 is 18. 1. Put a decimal up. Bring this down. 3. It's going to be 36.3 with a little line on the top because this is going to continue. So your x is going to be 36.333333. Okay? That's it. All right, my friends. Please take a look at it again. Look at the notes that I gave you. I want you to read all the notes, okay? From the whole entire notes, the front and the back, even though the back was on proportionality. Review it. I will see you guys on next week's. I think it's Monday, our next class. Bye.